I'm Flyin Brian J for MMAmania.com. First of all, my goal for thumbs up on this video is 34. With your help, I know I can get there. Chris, the All-American Weidman versus Yoel, the Soldier of God, Romero is a really important fight for UFC's middleweight division because the winner will likely get a title shot against Michael the Count Bisping. Let's get right into the matchup, starting with the tail of the tape. Just a couple of things I want you to notice on the tail of the tape. The first being that Weidman has a 5-inch reach advantage, and he's also 7 years younger than the Soldier of God. According to Fightnomics by Reed Kuhn with Kelly Krieger, a fighter with a 7-year age advantage wins 65% of the time. Also, Yoel is 39 years old, and according to those same folks from Fightnomics, a fighter that is that old only wins 30% of the time. So those two stats compounded don't look really great for the Soldier of God. Also, let's look at the grappling section where Weidman averages 3.5 takedowns per 15 minutes. Soldier of God, 1.85. Yoel has less accuracy and defends less takedowns, so we're going to give the grappling advantage slightly to Chris Weidman. But we're talking about the stylistic matchup a little bit later on, and then I will touch more on the grappling versus grappling section. One intangible that we need to mention is that Yoel is coming off of a short USADA suspension. He got off of it basically because it was a tainted supplement. The other intangible that we need to talk about is that Weidman is coming off of a neck surgery. So we need to see how Chris looks after the neck surgery, and we need to know how Yoel looks after a small but maybe significant USADA violation. Let's move right into the stylistic matchup portion of this video. Both of these guys have unwavering confidence and really well-rounded skill sets. I mentioned on the tail of the tape that Weidman has a slight advantage statistically in the grappling department, but I think that is because of two things. One being Weidman's past opponents. They're not the best wrestlers in the world. And also Romero's just pure disdain for his opponent's grappling abilities. He would sometimes put himself out of balance and out of position because he was so confident in his wrestling ability that his opponent couldn't handle him in that department, that he just didn't care about their grappling ability. And also when he first got into mixed martial arts, he didn't train his wrestling at all because he had such supreme confidence. On the feet, where some people are going to be telling you that Chris Weidman's striking is rudimentary, it's actually very fundamentally sound, but he might lack a little bit of flash and pizzazz, whereas Yoel Romero, sometimes he's inactive, but when he does decide to unleash some techniques, they are flashy, and they do tend to hurt people, like when he threw a spinning back fist on Jacare Souza in the first round and dropped him. So Weidman does not lack striking ability, it's just that he's not as flashy and as fun to watch in the striking department as Yoel Romero. But where they differ greatly is in their implementation of their game plans. Weidman, when he gets a game plan, he will attack. He will always put on the pressure. He will always do what his coaches are telling him to do, and he will never relent. This guy will come at you 100% of the time. Now, Yoel Romero, sometimes he will just lay back and not really throw much offense. He will just keep the distance, keep the fight where he wants it to be, but he won't really fire back. One thing that Romero has going for him and also against him, depending how you look at it, is that this fight is a 3-round contest. He has that going for him because in the past he has had slight cardio issues, slight problem gassing in the 3rd round, but he also has that going against him because he sometimes will just give away a round, and in just a 3-round fight, you can't just be giving up 5 minutes worth of a fight when it could go to the judges. And also, if Romero decides to just have a disdain for Weidman's grappling ability, that could be really bad for him because Weidman could dominate anybody on the ground. I know that he got dominated a little bit by Luke Rockhold in his previous contest, but that was a little bit of making a mistake on the feet. I think that just looking back at that fight alone, he should be able to fix that issue, never do that again, and he could be very fundamentally sound going forward. Just don't throw any spinning techniques and stick to what a lot of people call rudimentary, but it's just basic, really fundamentally sound striking techniques. Now, we need to be talking once again about Yoel being 39 years old and 7 years older than Chris Weidman, and coming off that tainted supplement USADA violation, because we don't know what he's going to look like exactly, and there have been a lot of allegations thrown his way in the past about him juicing. If he looks any worse at all at the weigh-ins, I would definitely be favoring Chris Weidman, but we just don't know yet exactly what was going on. We're going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say that it was just purely a tainted supplement, but I really don't know. And with him being 39 years old and 7 years older than Chris Weidman, he could look quote-unquote old in this fight. I'm picking Weidman to get a decision because I think he's more well-rounded. I think he's more active. He has that 7-year age advantage that we mentioned, and he has less question marks surrounding him in general. But we cannot discount Romero because he could end a fight at a moment's notice. So if you're picking Romero, please tell me about it in the comment section down below. I'm going to tell you right now that I don't fault you at all. If you agree with me, go ahead and say that in the comment section as well. Once again, give the video a thumbs up. My goal is 34, and I'll see you before and after UFC 205. Namaste.